What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to another episode of Whispering to Your Soul. You see your boy, Pastor King Get Right, gonna be hosting today. And I'm here with the queen. Talk to him, the one-stop shop, looking good with a shades on, dressed in all black with a graffiti background. Can I get an amen? Talk to him, Serena.
Who's that and all that black? This is Serena Renee. How you guys doing? The one-stop shop. We are here for yet another episode of Whispering with Your Soul with King Jaquel Martin. We are super excited for this particular episode because we're about to get into it. We're about to dig into some hot topics.
Yeah.
So let's get it.
Listen, the sermon's gonna be good. Get ready for this spiritual buffet because we're going to be talking about some things on Halloween. I said Halloween. So let's get into this first topic.
Who's brought stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glove. Can I go back? Can I go back, please? Bombs bursting, and then I got too nervous. Gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Whoa, say does that star-spangled banner wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Sexual chocolate. I mean peanut butterscotch. That girl good. Somebody passed the chicken. She forgot that she was live. She wanted to know could she start over, but sometimes you can't start over. Sometimes you gotta push through. What you talking about, Serena? Let me know what you think, guy.
First of all, that was no professionalism whatsoever. You don't stop in the middle of a performance talking about some you effed up on live. Like, who is your management? Did anybody even tell you that you were live? Then on top of that, I don't even think she knew all the words.
Bruh.
You know, I'm like, so you know what? Who did they say messed up? Was it Fergie? So Fergie.
Was it Roseanne? Roxanne. Whatever.
Fergie walked. So this particular young lady can run. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Want to do it now?
Listen, don't get me wrong. She sounded good. She sounded good.
When?
And she had a couple of riffs that was okay. She hit the scale a couple of times, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little gospel. She had a little Costco sample of greatness. You know? You got to see the positive. But the point of it is, Serena, is how you forget the words to the Star Spangled Banner. You ain't practice. Who didn't tell you that you was live? How you gonna cuss on TV? How you gonna ask to start all over? There's a lot of things wrong. And this will probably be her first and last time getting invited to do the Star Spangled Banner. So what do you think she goes on from her career here? Is it sabotaging for her career? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think the outcome is? Do you think that, sometimes they say bad publicity can be good publicity. So how do you think that she takes this situation and turns something good out of it?
I think that if she's smart enough, what she will do is she will do media training with the publicist and also offer media training classes for future entertainers to know how to be professional through and through, even if you mess up, learn from your mistakes and own it up to it. You know what I mean? You said this in front of millions of people. You said this at a political event. Come on, girl. And first of all, why did you dress like that at a political event? Who's your publicist? Who's your management? And who is your wardrobe stylist? Like, they set you up for failure, for sure.
Well, wait. If Meg can twerk, why can't she do that?
First of all, Meg did not twerk.
We can twerk the votes.
No, Meg was bouncing. She didn't twerk. You seen Meg twerk before. Come on now.
I mean, yeah, no, the cake was moving. The cake was moving. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of batter back there, I'm talking about. She was
not twerking, sir. Pastor, right?
She was shaking. She had the Holy Ghost for votes. Let's bring on the young man, C Prince. C Prince, right now we are talking about this viral clip that went crazy with this young lady singing the national anthem. And while she was singing the national anthem, she did this.
Who's brought stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Come on now.
And the rockets red glare. Can I go back? Can I go back, please?
Hey, look at the people in the background. Look at the people in the background.
Bursting, and then I got too nervous. Gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Whoa, say does that star spangled for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Lord Jesus, she don't need.
They gave her that church class. It's okay, baby. It's okay. It's all right.
Not only did she mess up in the middle of the national anthem, she didn't even know how to walk off the stage. They didn't give her stage directions. She didn't know which way she was just lost completely. That was a hot mess. See, Prince, what are your thoughts about this clip right here?
Well, we know what singing school she went to. That was the school, the Beehive, Beyonce. You know what I'm saying?
What we're not going to do is come for the B. You're not coming for Bay.
Because if she went to Jill Scott, she'd have known that song. You know what I'm saying? She would have known that song. The Beehive. That is a great representation of the Beehive right here.
Watch your mouth, and we're not coming for the queen. That's what we're not going to do.
I'm just saying her students are failing. That's all I'm saying. There's only one queen bee. The rest of them are worker bees. That's what you get when you got a worker bee that they can sing. Matter of fact,
I don't know where you're going with this.
Angie Stone wouldn't have messed up that song. You know what I'm saying? We're going along great singers besides the imitation.
That lady had nothing to do with Beyonce. What is you talking about?
Beyonce went country because, she couldn't sing with the R&B people no more. They was exposing her.
This show is about the viral clip about the Star Spangled Banner. You will not do Beyonce slaughter here, sir.
I ain't slaughtering her.
Go back to the Star Spangled Banner. That's what we're talking about.
And look, she's a better country singer because, country singers don't got to really sing that much.
Why are we still talking about Beyonce? And the clip is about the young lady singing the Star Spangled Banner, sir.
Because she tried to sing like Beyonce.
Yeah, we're going to do this for a second. He's in timeout. Anyway, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. See, Prince is just lost with the sauce. We're not going to do that.
What is happening?
That had nothing to do with Beyonce. He went so left. Queen Bee, we apologize.
We apologize. You ain't had nothing to do with this.
Prince. That has nothing to do with whispering to your soul. We do not approve of that message. That is not acceptable. We will not be throwing the Queen Bee under the bus. He done lost his rabbit mind. Please don't cancel him. He's a nice person. Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic because I don't know what C Prince got going on.
We don't hit bees with a bus, but we hit them with fly swats.
No, what we're gonna do is we're gonna mute him. We're gonna mute that. Let's go to the next topic, Serena.
Oh my God.
I've read some blacks say the problem that they have to you is that you're making political promises and that you're just pandering. The problem that I have with that, it just seems like only black people pander. Like when other candidates go on shows and they say they're going to do this, they're not pandering. They're telling you, laying out their elaborate plan on what they're going to do. But it seems to you when you promise that if I'm president, this is what I'm going to do in the first 90 days. This is what I'm going to do. My administration is going to do while I'm in office. You're pandering. How do you get through to those that says, look, this is what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. If I'm elected president, these are the policies and they will lead to meaningful and impactful change.
Well, part of it is just to be candid. I think that there's there's sadly a misinformation out there about
Yes.
who I am and what I've done, because if people are informed about fact, they will know that.
That clip was just about to get good because I want to know what she was talking about. So, what do you guys think? Do y'all believe that Kamala is pandering to audiences, or do you think that is a title to negate her message? Or do you think sometimes when it comes to our culture, we're always trying to hate or put a title on something to water down what someone is doing?
First and foremost, I believe that all politicians pander because they want to get the vote of the people. So they're going to say stuff to make everything sound good. They're going to wrap it up with a nice wrapping paper and a pretty bow and try to seal it with the promise that they're going to get things done and they're going to execute stuff, right? However, I do think Black politicians has it a lot difficult because not only with Black America, but with Americans, period, we want them to prove 10 times more why they're qualified versus the white, counterparts where you see them at face value. And, to a certain extent, not everybody think like that, but I'm just telling you like a high percentage of people that think like that. The white counterparts are more accurate in what they can do, this, that, and the third. As you can see, the election is very close. How? I have no idea. Why is it that people are, saying, oh, if she was going to do all what she said she's going to do now, she would have done it, being a vice president. That makes me think, you're behind didn't listen in school when it came to politics, when it came to how our government is ran. If you paid attention in school like you were supposed to, you would know that the vice president does not make rules and regulations. They do not get things passed as far as like laws and things like that. They are there to be a support for the president. That's just like a company. You have a CEO, you have a vice president, you have a president. The president is the president is the one that oversees the entire company. The vice president is a supporting partner for the president, right? And that's the same thing with politics. So a lot of people that keep sitting here saying, oh, she ain't gonna do nothing because she should have did this when she was in office. She's not in office. Biden is in office. So miss me with all of this stuff that you guys don't have no clue about how our government works. Because at the end of the day, it's a lot of stuff that people are saying based on what they see on social media, based on what they see coming out this one particular politician mouth that just had a Klan rally. And what that was, I don't know, but it was a whole bunch of people up there, and it was pretty much a KKK rally. But we can talk about that a whole nother day. So y'all really need to go back to American history and understand how our government works before you say anything. Look at these policies that these people are talking about, they're trying to pass. Look at the character and integrity. Look at how they're treating not only us as Americans, but those that are not Americans. Look at how they're treating our allies on different countries and things like that. Those are key points that you need to look at. If somebody is sitting here saying, and I'm not going to take up too much time. If somebody is sitting here saying, I'm going to reenact or repass a law that was in the 1800s that states that if you are an American citizen, but you are a descendant of somebody from Mexico, you're descendant from somebody from Asia, and if we go to war with your country, irregardless if you have citizenship here or not, you're going to either go to jail or you're going to end up getting deported back to your country. That's what y'all fail to realize. Y'all sitting here with all the hooping and hollering, but you ain't looking at none of these policies that these people are trying to pass. I voted early. And one thing that was on the ballot was a question about, should we have servitude? Do you know what servitude is? And that is slavery. Why in 2024 are you guys asking us, should we still have servitude? What is wrong with y'all? And then let me just say this too before I pass this on. when it comes to voting, a lot of celebrities be like, oh, go out and vote, go out and vote. You know, they endorse a certain person. Okay, good. You're telling people to vote, but you're not telling them how to vote. Voting for presidential election is not just for the presidential election. Even when you go to the polls, guess what? You get your ballot, it's going to say people that you ain't even heard of on this campaign trail or you ever heard of doing this presidential election. They're going to be they're going to ask you questions about local politicians, like judges, the Senate, who you want to represent the Senate, who do you want to pass on your education system when it comes to your kids? Are you guys looking at this stuff? Or are you blinded about Trump versus Kamala? Or are you looking at the real details, the policies that people are trying to pass in your state that is going to affect you, your future, and your children? So that's all I got to say because I know we're short for time, but yeah.
No, you're fine. Go ahead and cook. See, Prince, what are your thoughts?
I mean, there's a lot to say about this whole situation. I just pray that people, you know, look at the whole situation. We are getting caught up with entertainment instead of facts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's entertaining to ride in a trash can or a trash truck, I should say. It's entertaining to always say that you're being done wrong and hooping, hollering, and saying that I don't oppress people. I'm a people person. But everything come out your mouth shows that you hate. You preach more hate than togetherness. And the only people you're preaching love to is those who look like you. You know what I'm saying? And I say that graciously because I don't want people to think that, hey, I'm picking sides or anything like this. Anybody who speaks in a negative manner or, you know, should be not censored, not listened to. Because, you know, because you got the right to say what's out your mouth. But you also got the right to have the common sense to know that what that person is saying it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. And people don't understand that. You know, I deal with people on you know, I don't like talking politics and nothing like that, but I listen to what they say. And I'm like this. The first thing I ask them, I say, hey, don't you know the first term of a presidency, he inherits from the previous president. So he looks good because the previous president made him look good. Now he passed on what he did to this presidency. This is his work. But yet and still, y'all take it all the way back to Obama. Not to him. Y'all skip him. You forget that he's the monkey in the middle. You know what I'm saying? You forget. This is what we're going through now, high interest rate and all this. This is his work. He talking about we had the greatest economy. No, you inherit a great economy.
Yep.
And then you messed it up. And now you talking about you the only one could fix it. But how did you fix it? By giving tax breaks to those who don't deserve it? Talking about they make more jobs, they got richer. You know what I'm saying? You talking about people can't afford groceries and stuff. That's by your design because this is your economy. So you talking about owning. Don't blame Biden. Because guess what? When every other president went into their presidency, they took the responsibilities of their predecessors, good or bad. They did it and they made it their own. So you gotta give Biden his props because he took your mess and guess what? He ran with it. And guess what? He didn't yell your name out. He said, we're trying to get better. We're fixing it. We're doing this. But yet and still, this is your mess that you expect everybody else to believe is Biden's mess. He ain't done nothing. He ain't made no policy. His policies will show the next term. And then guess what? Then you can say it's Biden's mess. But now we're living in Trump's mess. Own it.
You heard that straight from C. Prince. I will say I have an issue with both of them. I think we always look at the faces, but we never really address the body. I think we look at the position of president, but we don't look at the White House and everything that's up under running the machine, right? Certain things that I didn't like with Kamala. When Joe Biden was in office, they passed the Stop Asian Hate bill, which is amazing. They passed laws for the LGBT community, which is amazing. But when it came to passing laws for people who look like me,
Yep.
what happened? How do we fall short? How do we drop the ball? Why is it that everyone else can get a law passed protecting their culture, but we can't? Or you're saying when it comes to us, it seems like when we say African American, that's everyone. It's never just specific to African American, which I have an issue for that, because you are specific with the LGBT community, which you should be. You're specific with the Asian community. But we have never had anything when it came to us specifically done to protect us. And you say, well, no, I won't do anything specifically for Black people. I'll do it for all people. But it wasn't all people when you did it for the LGBT community. And it wasn't all people when you did it for the Stop Asian Hate Crime bill. That was very specific. So for me, I have an issue with that. Donald Trump, I have an issue with you inciting people to run up in the Capitol when you don't get your way. When you don't get your way, you incite people. Now, people make their own choices. But sometimes when you're in a position of influence, you can help throw gasoline on a fire. But I think the beautiful thing about what you've done is I would rather know who the snake is than for someone to play in my face and act like that's not who they are. So I appreciate knowing who is what, so that way I know how to maneuver. I know how to treat you based off of what I see and not the fool's gold that you put in front of me. When it comes to my culture, we're still dying in the streets. Officers are still getting away with killing us and fearing for their life. I'm not putting violence on anyone, but maybe y'all can comment, DM me, message me, correct me. But when has a Black male shot a white kid, whether it be male or female, say I feared for my life and was able to go home freely? If you have that answer, please educate me. Because never in the history that I know of does that go down like that, right? So there's a difference in law when it comes to what other cultures do than to what we do. I know that in the courtroom, two people can do the same crime in the same state, and one person get a counseling, another one get a maximum sentence. Don't get me wrong. If you do the crime, you do the time. I know there's a situation where Diddy couldn't get out on bond. And then there was a white gentleman who just got out on bond. Help me have this understanding. So for me, I don't see the equality. I don't see the fairness in that. But at the same time, let me talk to my people. I hold us accountable for that as well. I hold us accountable for how we choose to spend our dollar. I hold us accountable for what we choose to sacrifice. I hold us accountable for getting more educated on the voting system, the way Serena just broke it down, because the votes is just not the president. It's about the electoral. It's about the courts. It's about the judge. It's about who's running your city. It's about who's making your laws. It's about who's educating your children. And why are we only waiting to the presidential election and we're not doing it in the city? We're not doing all the different steps or showing up and showing out to get the changes that we want, because there is a process. It is a filtering system. And you know why there's a filtering system? Because they know more than likely we're not going to show up to do it. Here's the proof. Every time something happens to us and we protest when we riot, they'll let us throw a tantrum for a couple of weeks, throw a bone like, hey, Black Lives Matter, and then it stops. Where is the consistency when it comes to the changes that we want? Technically, I really don't care who's in office, because whoever's in office is going to do what they're going to do. I don't want to say the lesser of two evils or whatever else. My vote is for God. Yahshua. That's where I'm voting. You know what I mean? That's just for me. You know what I mean? And your vote is important. Don't let someone trick you out of your vote. Why? Because if I can continue to manipulate you, then you'll always be the fool. You'll always be the fool. You'll always be the puppet. And I just think that's how America is. I think that if you don't pay attention, then people will take advantage of you. And there's a lot of people in a lot of top powerful places that take advantage of people who want to be sheep. If you don't want to be taken advantage of, stop being a sheep. Really start educating your family, because that's your responsibility for your own survival. I don't care which way you vote, whatever, however you vote, right? Make sure that you read the policies and make sure that the policies are beneficial for you and your legacy. Or how do you feel that you can take advantage of these policies so it can benefit you or your family? It's not my job to tell you which way to vote. I know how I voted, or how I'm going to vote, or how I'm moving for me and mine. But that's just for me and mine. This is not a conversation on the podcast where we're trying to tell you which way to go. I just want to be able to identify a couple of things that are really confusing to me. Just to me. Just to me. And I think there's a time and place for everything. You know, I know Donald Trump, his camp supposedly tried to get 50 Cent to come out, give him $3 million to perform. You know, it's funny how they cater to us. I have an issue with that, Serena and C Prince. Gold shoes, chicken, watermelon. What does that say about you? Hey, I want to bring out Meg. Hey, I want to bring out Beyonce. Are you that easily persuaded? Are we that watered down where they think if they throw a person or a celebrity or someone that we call a celebrity in our face, that it can control our mindset? That's like ringing a bell and you say squirrel. You really have to free yourself from how society has conditioned you. Because it's crazy that he can come out with gold shoes and say, I'll get your vote. What does that say that he thinks about you? It's crazy that you can bring Meg Thee Stallion, you feel me? And Meg Thee Stallion is supposed to sway your vote. What does that say about who you are and what they think you're actually really, really worth? Is that all it takes? And the reason why they feel that way is because they've done it year after year after year after year. So why would they change that? The people that need to change is we the people. And I'm going to close out with this. I don't think we the people understand the power of we the people. Because if we understood the power of we the people and understood the power of love and unity and actually coming together, we the people can make the changes that we want, because it's fewer people at the top and more people at the bottom. So if we are the masses, that means we really have the power, but they don't want you to know that you're empowered. So to keep you from being empowered, I will distract you with everything so you never realize the power that you have. See, I have the power of influence. I have the power of narrative. I have the power of distraction. And as long as I can use this power of distraction and narrative to influence you, then I can control the masses. But when the masses start learning how to think for themselves and start learning for themselves and start doing for themselves without doing it based off of tennis shoes, chicken, or a celebrity, then that's when things will start changing. That's just my viewpoint. What are y'all thoughts on that?
So I agree 100%. And I know a lot of people, especially young people, saying, oh, this, because I even said it, you know, this election is ghetto. But some people have went to the point where they're not going to vote. I need you to vote. I don't care who you vote for. Like King said, educate yourself on these policies, because that is the most important thing. Because if you don't vote, you have no reason and you have no room to even complain about what happened in the United States of America, because you didn't have an opinion. Remember, you didn't vote. And then on top of that, if you don't vote, guess what's going to happen? They're going to split the vote. And more than likely, it might go to the right versus the left. You never know. So if you feel like your vote don't count, let me just tell you something. A couple days ago, in 2 different cities, 2 ballot boxes end up being on fire. It reminded me of Mississippi burning. It reminded me of a Klan rally.
Talk about
it. Reminded me of Jim Crow.
Can I throw one thing in there for you, Serena? Can I throw one thing in there for you? What was the TV show with Kerry Washington? Hello? They put it right there in front of your face.
Yeah.
Scandal? Anybody remember Scandal?
Yeah.
Anybody remember how they rigged elections and they went around and they persuaded things and they stole voting boxes? They put it in your face as if it's entertainment, and it's really real life, because art reflects life. That's why I'm so happy my sister just said what she just said, because that was so beautifully said. Go ahead and finish cooking, sis. I just wanted to remind them of a TV show where they show you in real time. Pay attention.
Yeah. So those things are showing you right then and there that if your vote didn't count, why are those things being burnt? Why is this person, this tangerine, sitting here talking about one state is already cheating? You know why? You know why he's saying that? Because he's already planning his way of escape. He's using the same thing that he did when he lost last time, if your vote didn't count. So I need you guys to get out of that mode. This is one of the most important presidential elections, local elections that we've ever had in our lifetime. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there's laws that's trying to be passed that's going to set us back 300 years. I literally had something on my ballot when I voted early asking about should we still have servitude. That is slavery in 2024. So when people talk about Project 2025, those are things that they're talking about. And when certain people in politics say they don't know what Project 2025 is, they're lying. They're lying. So that's all I got to say in reference to that.
See Prince, thoughts?
I mean, I said it before. You know, any election is full of entertainment. That's all it is, entertainment. That's how they get your attention, to see who they are. They got to entertain. Before you got to understand, the draw in with entertainment is upon you to do your research on these people. You know, look past the entertainment, because that's all it is entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Get to the meat and potatoes of what they're about. You know, and a lot of things that people don't understand, you know, voting on color, you know what I'm saying, beliefs and all that stuff. Everybody does it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does. I'm vote because it's a black person. I vote a white person. I'm just going to vote that way, you know. But sometimes you don't vote on values. Look at the person's values. Look at his character. You know, if his character aligns with you, vote for him. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if it doesn't and you vote for him, it's a problem. Because a lot of things people say out their mouths or they show you, believe it, that's them. You know what I'm saying? If he show you he don't care, he don't care. She show you she don't care, she don't care. But the one thing is certain is this. When a man tells you when he gets in office, he got a list of enemies that he want to destroy, this is not no third world country. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened over there. When they change regimes and they go after their enemies to make sure that they can't rise up against them again or run against them. You know, and people don't understand that when they say things like that, you know, it's a slap in the face to everybody who serves in the military. You know what I'm saying? Get deployed to this stuff to prevent things like that. Well, now we got this happening in our own country. And people don't understand that, you know, because there's a lot of military people like, I support that rhetoric. But now you're starting to see signs military against that rhetoric because they understand one day they're going to have to deploy.
We're going to be the ones over there fighting it.
For this rhetoric that he don't care about us. He don't care about the military people because they got the job to do. They signed up to do the job. That's it. But guess what? Now we got to go over there and fight for something that we don't even believe in. You see what I'm saying? We don't even believe it. A lot of people say, well, they don't believe in a lot of conflict. You're right. But at the same time, they got the job to do it and do it right. Yeah. But when it starts off wrong, for the wrong reasons, it's a bunch of crap. Because now you got these young men and women coming back messed up. And guess what? We already got a problem taking care of them now. Imagine if it goes further. That's all I got to say.
I'll say this because I don't think this has been addressed, right? What if I said this presidential election was McDonald's versus Burger King? Both parties need each other, right? But what if both parties work for the same people or the same family? And it's just entertainment. I mean, sis, we know. But educational wise, what if I said they all work for the same umbrella? They all fall under the same umbrella. And as C. Prince said, they're performing right now. They're performing on two different sides, all for the same goal. Could that be possible?
Yeah, of
what
course.
if that's happened every single president election that you've ever had your whole life? What if everything that you told was a lie? What if you really believe that the electoral? So here's my thing about voting, right? Since you could debate me with this one, right? I appreciate you on this. If all of our votes just counted by itself, why do we need an electoral college? Why wouldn't we just go for all the votes? Does the electoral college overrule the votes of the people? Who's making sure the electoral college is going off of all the votes that we actually voted for? Why do we actually even need the electoral colleges? This is just about the people. Now, I understand that each state collects because each state has its own laws and abides by itself. Even though we're called the United States, we're actually divided because the same laws in California don't apply to New York. So if we're united, how do you have different laws in different areas? So it should be called united companies because each state has its own company, has its own bylaws, has its own rules, right? So my question is, if it's only based off of your vote, why do you need the electoral college to tell you how you voted for that state instead of it just being that all of your votes? That's just me, right? But I'm gonna tell you this: if your vote didn't matter, why would they do everything to try to destroy your vote? Mm-hmm. This isn't the first time we've seen presidents and votes be stolen. Do your history, do your research, because people have been put in place based off of stolen votes. A lot happens all the time, right? Do y'all remember when Joe Biden said, "You're not black if you don't vote for me"?
I remember that.
Am I tripping? Respectfully, a white man is going to tell you about your blackness and say that you're not black if you don't vote for me. Mm-hmm. Are we done? We're not offended? We're not appalled? But instead of being offended and appalled, that should let you know how powerful your vote is.
So
one last thing. Everyone is trying to persuade the black vote and how the black vote goes, because it's very, very powerful beyond measure, which you don't know. The crazy thing is they know how valuable your vote is, while some of us just don't care about voting. And that's why they use different celebrities or different situations to cater or pander to the black audience to be able to steal or persuade the black vote, because they know that they need it. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, I actually forgot what I was about to say. It was right there when you said, what did you say?
You wanted to, when we play another clip while you're trying to catch it? It's still all presidential.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just check out some of these clips. And the reason why I want to play all these clips is because I want you to see how people view you, how people cater to you, how people market to you, how people try to deceive you, how people try to use you, how people try to manipulate you. You have to have your own conscience and you do your own homework, so that way it goes, or you vote how you really want to. Now how someone's tricking you to vote. Your vote is important, but both parties' job is to persuade you to. Let's go back to high school. Y'all remember when people wanted to be prom queen, homecoming king? Vote for me. I'll bring cookies. I'll do this. I'll do that. I need your vote. There is no difference. People will do and say anything to persuade you and try to trick you out of where you actually want to be. And if you don't see that through the commercials, and this is President Kamala Harris, and I approve that message, and this is President Donald Trump, and I approve that message. It is all persuasion, entertainment and persuasion to persuade you so you don't know how to think for yourself.
Right. I remember what I was about to say. So you mentioned, you said about, if they were friends or something like that. Yeah, they all friends.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I was talking about their McDonald's and Googles, and they all work up under the same umbrella for the same.
They're all friends
the 13 families. Yeah.
What a lot of people don't fail to realize is at one point when Kamala, yeah, because the way Trump be saying it and the way other people be saying it, I'd be like, what's the lady name for real? But anyways, Vice President Harris, I'll just say that when she was running for something locally, you know who endorsed her? You know who gave her hundreds and thousands of dollars towards her campaign?
Talk about it.
Donald Trump did.
Talk about it.
Do you not know that Donald Trump was friends with the Bidens, friends with the Clintons, and all other politicians? Now, did he start off as a politician? No. He started off as an entertainer. So if you look back at TV shows from the 90s and the 80s, guess who you will see on set? You will even see Donald Trump in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You know why?
Because a party with Beyonce.
Oh yeah, I did a video of that. But he has been friends with people in entertainment forever and a day. So that's something I just wanted to point out when you asked, do we think that they're friends?
Yeah, that's why I said people really just got to pay attention. So let's just check out some of these clips and just don't fall into, look at it objectively. Take away the names and look at it from a standpoint of how is this person talking to me and why is this person talking to me like this? And does this person think that can they persuade me to vote for them just because they tailored their conversation like this?
Right.
Almost everything that I'm talking about doing as president is built on a foundation of work that I've been doing for years. If it is about economic empowerment of the Black community and all communities, I've been working on that. As vice president, I am responsible for billions of dollars from big banks and big corporations, including technology companies, getting into community banks to increase access to capital for minority-owned and other small businesses. If you look at my work over a period of years, my focus again on something like maternal mortality is long-standing, which directly impacts Black men and Black women.
Right.
And the Black family. If you look at the work that I am doing that is about small businesses, the person who helped my mother raise us, who was a second mother to us, was a small business owner. I have always focused for such a long time on what we need to do.
I ain't seen none of that money yet, and I'm like, I ain't seen none of the benefits of what she's talking about. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep it 100. Maybe it's a different type of Black people that she's catering to, but I ain't never seen that. That's just me. Not saying that she ain't, not saying that she is, not saying that I'm not voting for it, so please don't get it twisted. Not saying that I am voting for it, so please don't get that twisted. I'm not telling you how I'm voting because it ain't your business. It's my vote. But I'm just talking about this clip. Anybody want to say anything on this clip real quick, or we can go to the next one?
Look, listen, I say like this. I know people who got this money, and they doing pretty well on it.
So you have seen people get that bread?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I've seen people get the money she's talking about.
I stand corrected, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so they open they shops and stuff, and it's just the way it is. A lot of people think that this money is supposed to be given to you freely. It's not. You're supposed to go get you a business writer, grant writer, or something like that. That's what they're doing. A lot of people spin their wheels in saying, well, I can't get this money because you don't have the resources or the knowledge to get it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was that easy, everybody get it.
Isn't it supposed to be for everybody though in the culture?
It's everybody who qualifies, who understands how to do it. Just because you don't give free money away, that's the way you give free things away, people don't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So that free concept that people think that they should have, or that have this access to this money, they think they should I should be able to go to get this money and do what I want, and look at the trouble they did during COVID. They got all that money, they gave it away. And now they're trying to recoup it back. You see what I'm saying? So
the people loan?
Yep. They're trying to recoup it back. A lot of people took advantage of it. No checks, no balances. So guess what? You abuse the system. Guess what? It ain't nobody fault.
The system been abusing the hell out of us.
But no, see, you know,
It's set up.
No,
yeah.
The system ain't abused us.
I'm not saying the system ain't abused us.
Oh.
I'm just saying this is the system we got. And the thing about it, I always believe this: if you give a man a reason to fail, he's going to fail. You give him that excuse, they're gonna give it, regardless of what people do to you. You got to stand on your own 2 feet. You know what I'm saying? And keep it going. And like this money is there. It's just you have to have the resources to go get it. You got to have the know-how and get it. Because like I said, when the PP loan, there were no resources. All you had to do was apply. And the mothers were getting it left and right. Now a lot of people going to jail for it. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, if you go about it wrong, if you do the crime, you should pay the time. But I think everyone should be educated on how to be able to benefit. If it's for everyone, if it's for the people, right? We should be educated. And if you don't do what right by the money, then you should be held accountable. Because here's the thing. When you create an economy with more jobs, more opportunity, more money for people to make, you have happier people. When you have an economy with people with less jobs, more struggling, you have more robberies, you have more murders, you have more killing. People are trying to survive for their happiness. So when you don't have opportunities for people to make money, for them to have the success in their own families, people will rob, steal, and kill to be able to get that. So if you want a happier economy, if you want things to be better, then I believe that there is a better way of going that about educating people and allowing them to do that instead of filling up their head in colleges with a whole bunch of nonsense that they're not going to use anyway.
I agree with you on certain things. I think, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of things that we look at, you know what I'm saying. The biggest problem is there's books that tells us how to go get these grants. Most of the millionaires didn't go to college. They read a book. You know what I'm saying? So they read a book. So the access is there. It's just people got to go and get it.
Yeah.
Blame the system on people's lack of drive. You know what I'm saying?
Because I mean, part of it is you have to know. If you don't know, you can't have a drive for something if you don't know. You know what I mean? So if you're being flooded with education about other things that take you to the left field, because there's 2 different types of educations. There's one type of education, and you pretty much heard this, C. Prince. You've been around before the 12 disciples. The first education is go to school, go to college, get a good job, work for someone. That's one type of school. We've all heard that before, right? Parents told you that before. And then there's another type of college that tells you how to run the plantation. So there's one college that sets you up to be a worker bee, and there's another college that tells you how to run the plantation. There's 2 different types of educations. So, and that's purposely done to be able to control. So are people able to break away from being an ant? Is it your responsibility for your own success? Of course, all that is yes, 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 yes. You're accountable for that.
I think if you look at the economy today, there's more entrepreneurs than college. Yeah. So we could take that college. People go to college just to.
There's more entrepreneurs than people in college.
Yeah.
No, there's more entrepreneurs. There's a lot of entrepreneurs. They might not finish school. They might be street level. There's a lot more entrepreneurs. There's people. They get more money than people in college or out of college. You go to the bars to see these entrepreneurs every day.
I know women have taken over in the entrepreneurial, especially Black women. They're doing amazing and excelling. Shout out to all the queens out there that are doing entrepreneurism and they're winning at, and they're out there winning. And then shout out to those who are about to win.
Yeah, so I'm saying, people are getting educated on how to get that money, and they're not going to school. They actually, hey, this is how we get this money. They sit down. People, somebody in their crew read a book, say, hey man, we get this money right here. And this is all we got to do is do this, and they doing it. I mean, a lot of people, I said, regardless of who's work, because everybody's gonna work for somebody in this world. You can work for yourself or somebody else. Even when you work for yourself, you work for somebody because you got to rely on somebody that you can get that work from. So that's the true nature of work. Unless you inherit the millions. And you can
create your own. I know people that are creators. They create their own stuff. So
but they create their own stuff. But
you still need other people for resources. I don't care if you a multi-million-dollar entrepreneur. You still need a connection to get the resources of things that you need to fund and run your business correctly. Yeah. Period. Now back to what you guys are talking about. people that was don't have access to the funding, and people that do. I'm gonna say it like this: we all saw that everybody ran and got them PPP loans. People was like, "Serena, you need to get a PPP loan." No, I don't, because you know why? That money is not free, and they're gonna come after y'all behind. And guess what? I was absolutely right. They was like, "Oh, you scared?" I ain't scared. I'm just, I'm very smart, So it's the difference between being smart and the difference between being dumb and trying to get over on somebody and think that you're going to get over on the government. Now, I want to say you have two type of people, right?
Okay.
In both races. You had the black folks.
All races. In all races.
Two type of people. You had the black folks and you got the N-words. In the white race, you got the white folks and you got the hillbillies. Right? Right? So what I'm saying is, this message. What I'm saying is you have people that do things the right way. Right? You have people that do the things the right way when it comes to the funding. That I can't even say the word, that had a company on paper legit.
Legitimized?
Right? Huh?
They legitimized their company?
Yeah. I mean, it was a real company. But then you had people that was like, "Oh, I can just make a fake company, get $50,000 or whatever," and you don't even have payroll to show. You don't have anything to show of how many people.
No business structure.
Yeah, you don't have none of that.
Right.
So that's where a lot of people failed to realize with them PPP loans that you don't get got, and a lot of them have.
Right.
And I know two people that got.
So let me help my sister out. What she was basically saying is you got people that are going to do it the right way and the wrong way in all cultures.
And for your information, I am a hillbilly. I'm from West Virginia, so no.
I mean, no, I ain't gonna say nothing else.
We're gonna remove C Prince or that. Not just playing. Bring my brother back. No, so here's the thing. Let's get to this right here. Y'all check this out. Let's get here. Final comments. What do you want, Serena, someone who's listening to the show, to take away from this amazing conversation? Even though we were being silly at times and we were dropping gems at the same time. What do you want someone to take away? If you could give them a couple of gems that they could walk away with, some nice chicken nuggets with some barbecue sauce on it, what would you get? What would that be?
First and foremost, if this your first time tuning in with Whispering to Your Soul, that is not King's real hair. It is a wig. I promise.
No, what you're not gonna do is put my business out there. This is that African seed and African pride up in here. Some oil sheen. The Lord works miracles. This is all Jesus that hooked me up. Look at that. Look at the roots. Look at the root. Look at the root. Look at the root. Look at the root.
Lord have mercy. This is Halloween. We all just came from our Halloween festivities, so we wanted to, kind of celebrate. But anyways, on a real note, what I want people to take away from this segment is to do your research when it comes to these policies. We only have a couple days to vote our next president, and we only have a couple days to vote in our local politicians. Make sure you look at who's running, who's going to be in the ballots that's in your state. That way you can be familiarized when you go. Even if you do go and you see people that's on the ballots that you don't realize, do what I did. I Googled them, find out what their policy was, and I voted that way. So you can do that as well. But make sure that you are doing your due diligence. Get away from social media people that just telling you stuff or whatever. Do your due diligence for yourself because your life depends on it.
I love that. That was a beautiful final comment. See, Prince, what you got? Final comments, brother.
I tell people, voting is your right, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Some people have natural rights to vote. Others are factored in to vote.
Well, say that again. Say it again for the people in the back of the church.
Other people got natural rights to vote. Other people are factored in. And people got to understand.
You want to break down who them people is, see, Prince?
It's the ones who written into the Constitution that gives them the right to vote, the property of the United States.
What does that mean, see, Prince? What you talking about?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go into that too much, but
Can we
it's
get a
there.
Costco sample? Can we get a Costco sample of what you're talking about?
Basically, this you have people who come to the country, they swear in, they become citizens, they have their natural rights to vote. But you have the people that's born here that has an amendment to give them the right to vote.
Who are the people with the amendment? Who are you talking about?
So a lot of people don't understand that. We know who it is, the
Wait,
so-called African American and stuff.
who the people that got to get amended?
We are king.
Yeah, so it's not a bad, you know what I'm saying? It's not saying, hey, it's a system. Is it fair? In my view, no. But it's a system. You know what I'm saying, that people participate in. And guess what? When we get to the point to understand that, hey, our ancestors brought us to the table. They didn't want us just to sit at that table. They wanted us to break that table and build a new table. And now we all equal. People understand that. So for voting rights and purposes, you gotta understand, this doesn't stop with this presidential race, because as long as there's an amendment to give a class of people the right to vote and not a natural right to vote, there's still problems, still work to do. And people don't understand that yeah, we have our politicians and they promise us the moon, the stars, and whatever. But at the same time, why are we still debating things from hundreds of years ago now?
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. So make your vote count, because vote is about change and not the same. That's it.
Listen, that's coming from an old Negro spiritual. Y'all better listen and pay attention. Thoughts. Stop complaining about change if you don't want to be the change.
Mm-hmm.
Stop doing the shoulda, coulda, woulda, but you didn't. Stop saying that you want change and you're not willing to pay the price for change. Stop thinking something's going to change if you're not going to do the work. A lot of us enjoy the insanity. And what I mean by that is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting change, but then complaining that there's no change. A lot of people are crazy. In order to create a change, you have to be willing to pay a price. What price are you willing to pay to get the changes that you want? And don't think about yourself, because sometimes we're so selfish in the changes that we want. What about the legacy? What about the change of people that come after you? What about doing so much good work right now that you don't even see it, but it wasn't even about you, it was about the people that came after you? You know how I know that works? Because you have the freedoms that you have right now. A lot of people died and didn't even get to see the freedoms that you have today. So the comforts that you have come from the bloodstains and the sacrifices, the price that other people paid before you ever got here. My question is, how can you be so comfortable in those comforts when they have bloodstains of your ancestors on it and you're not willing to get up and do nothing? Are we taking their sacrifices for granted? Because without their sacrifices, you wouldn't be where you are right now. So that's why I say use the power of the vote, because someone died to give you that. Someone paid a price for you to even have that right. And what will you do for people that come after you to create a change that you would want for yourself? And even though you might not see the change that you were willing to do for someone else to have, what price are you willing to pay for that? That's our show. This is Whispering to Your Soul. And I'm kicking it with my girl, Serena Renee, the one-stop shop. Talk to the people. Give them your closing remarks on the way outro. I think Serena's frozen right now. And we got Mr. C. Prince right there. You know what I mean? The 13th disciple. Any closing remarks, C. Prince? Cool.
Be good.
Yeah, I love y'all. That's our show, man. It was amazing. Enjoy.